And she said, it's really cool when we can tell people that this weekend, 1 million people watched the live stream.
Creators, as you know, on my channel, I do this series called I Got Questions. And I always start out with the same first question. And today I got my buddy Paul hanging out with us today. Paul is an incredible creator. So my first question is, what does being a creator mean to you today?
Ooh. It depends on the day, right? How I would answer that. I mean, today's a pretty good day, right? So for me, being a creator is getting to come to a place like Boise. I've never been here. Spend the day with other creators, learning from them, networking with friends. So today, that's the thing, right? Is being in a room with other creators. Now, there's some days when being a creator to me means a lot of work, maybe some burnout. We talked some of the keynotes earlier today talked about that. But yeah, I mean, overall, for me, being a creator really just means that some freedom to be able to create that lifestyle that I want, and have an outlet where I can still be myself and help connect people.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question.
That's a lot of answers, but
no, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So I have a question that's gonna actually require you to fess up a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I kind of try to teach my community members not to get stuck on that word burnout because it's thrown around by people, but it's a very nebulous word.
It is.
Right? The blanket term okay, I'll pick something that's in your wheelhouse so you'll understand where I'm coming from. The blanket term like native or indigenous people
right,
is not fair to the individual pockets. A lot of people who I know better because I study, but a lot of people don't realize that there's how many different nations in the U.S.?
Yeah, over 500.
See, you know what I'm saying? I think people would think there's 10.
You're right.
Because they only know the 10 that TV ever told us about. But there's over 500 nations, right? So that's why I don't like words like burnout, because it's undefinable. So to Paul, what does burnout look like and feel like?
I'm going to give you the same answer. It depends. No, but
I like it.
But I'll give you a real example.
Okay.
So last week, I've been home for a few weeks from, we do a lot of trips, and I've been to some powwows.
You were busy lately.
And we've been busy. But I had a stretch where I was at home, so I really worked hard to I spent some time ahead and organized and did some time blocking and here are these big projects I want to accomplish, right? I've got some time at home. Let's knock some things out, not just the daily busy work. And I had, the week started Monday and Tuesday. I thought I was the king of the world. I was knocking out some stuff. Man, oh man, it was awesome. And then I go to sit down at my desk on Wednesday. I couldn't concentrate on a single task. I just got up and went and sat in a chair and doom scrolled for a little while. And I told my wife, I was like, today's not the day. I'm not going to be able to get projects done. I'm going to sit at my desk and maybe try to answer some emails, tackle some other little things, but I can't do these projects today. It's a short-term burnout, right? It was just for that day, but I had 2 really, really good days, and then that was it for me. I think everybody's a little different. I mean, there's some long-term burnout. I've had that before too, where you're just running on that treadmill for so long that sometimes it's just oh God, I got to do this again tomorrow. And that was definitely true when I worked for somebody else. And there's days you just don't want to go to work.
Yeah,
but for me, the way it manifests right now is these little pockets, right? And I'll just have some days where I'm like, this isn't a productive day. Let's just get as much done as I can and be okay with that. Give myself a little grace. And let's just go to the next, let's just do what we can and we'll move on, right?
I love the fact that you said give yourself grace, because that's what I've been trying to teach the community lately.
Yeah.
And you when you have those moments where the creativity is not going to come out, the best thing to do is walk away.
Yes.
I walk away, and then normally what I do is I'll go watch some creators that I love, and I give creator support. And what I mean by that, good. I'll go watch, somebody's video, leave a deeper comment than normal, right? I tell them, thank you for creating this. I just show appreciation. And I normally find out when I go watch some other creators and show appreciation, show up in their live stream, toss a super chat or whatever, that reminds me why I create.
Mm-hmm.
So watching other people, it's as a chef, the reason why chefs go to smaller mom and pop places to eat is it reminds them where they came from, and it reminds them why they cook. It's not for the celebrity or Food Network or whatever. So I love what you say, because I do have those moments as well where the ideas will not come So I just get up and take a walk. I also find out when I'm the furthest away from my studio is when the idea hits me.
Oh yeah.
And I've gotten good with, I'm gonna just shoot this with my phone, or I carry my Osmo Pocket 3 with me. And I'm gonna just let it be. My people know it's a Docs on the Walkabout, or I call it a walk and talk. I'll just get up and walk and do the content and the move, and then it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
Because I seen something in my neighborhood. And I think exploring our own environment sometimes, like I'm in love with Boise right now. It's like, my neighborhood's pretty dope. We got art. We got all of this kind of stuff.
Sure.
But I'm jaded to it because I see it all the time. Time to go reappreciate, what you got. So I love you said that.
Yeah, I'll give another shout out too for some burnout help. And I face this a lot too, is burnout from people, right?
Can we say all people doubt?
Yeah, and I mean, there's times like we go to Disney a lot, and there's days at Disney where you're just, that's it. I cannot wait in another line. I cannot be around more people. We got to go back to the room. But just for me as a creator, it comes a lot, negative comments, criticisms, just an overload of that stuff. And I'll give a shout out to my friend Angie Robinson. She taught me this a while back, and you were talking about when you have these moments, what do you turn to? She had me create 2 folders. And on there, she has me save emails that are positive in my Outlook. So whenever I get a compliment or something like that, I drag them over there. And then also in my notes, every Friday, she trained me to do this, is write down what you did this week. What were the little tiny wins? And Lou Mangello, our friend too, when I was doing his mastermind calls, he would always start the call with the same thing. Give me a win. It can be small. And Angie taught me to write those things down so that when you do have that burnout, especially the bigger burnouts, right? You can pull that thing up and be like, oh, wow, I forgot I did that. And I did this. And then you pull up those emails. And for me, like the coolest emails I get are when people say they watched our video and they feel connected with their people, or they got to watch a family member and they weren't able to travel, so they still feel connected to their family. Man, that's so motivating. So that's another one that really helps me move past that.
I love it. Okay, so as your friend, what I want you to do is think about it like GPS. You're just rerouting.
Yes.
Right? Now, I know Kelly yelling at you because she told you to take the left. And you're like, no, it's straight. And she's like, Paul, take the left. No, Kelly, I got this. Rerouting. And she just like, see, told you. So when the GPS and Kelly gang up on you, just take the reroute.
Yep.
And then, come back to it. Because I think, like from an outsider, when I watched, you did one of the Nations meetups, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, and I looked at the stream and I see how many people were on the stream, and I'm like, man, you're putting in work. And sometimes you got to pat yourself on the back for that. It's hard because that's not why you do it. But if you stand from outside looking in,
yeah,
and I know what it means to the people of the many nations you support, you kind of got to take your own flowers, and that's super hard. So when I get those emails like you say, I used to not poo-poo them. I used to kind of be like, oh, it's just what I do kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm like, it's kind of a dick move because the person that took the time to send you that, it probably, especially dudes, it's hard for dudes to give each other props.
Right.
And so sometimes I think it's good to look at that and remind your why. It will help you see your why. And I'm, as far as I know, DNA based, I don't have any, but when I see what you do, and I'm like, man. So my friend Cam Mackey is a filmmaker, and he makes native docs. I say, bro, you got to know Paul. And he's like, I know what that is. I go, I know the dude who runs this thing. And it's like, y'all got to get together because I think you guys are be super, super tight. So Cam, he's here.
Right,
I'm going to make sure I give him your stuff while we're here so you can link up. Because, again, I just like to see creators doing what you do, doing something positive, and it's not about you. You're not just saying, hey, look at me, I'm Paul.
Thank you.
And you're teaching people how to do their email stuff. So,
yeah,
take those flowers.
Thank you. And so taking the flowers, the other thing I want to say too is we have a really good team that helps us do live streaming. We've got a husband and wife that stream a lot for us. They're probably on the road for 25 powwows a year doing live streaming. And we've got another couple people to help with. The other thing I love about those emails is I forward it to them.
Yes.
And so on those late night drives, and I saw the husband and wife team, the wife posted just a couple weeks ago, and she said, it's really cool when we can tell people that this weekend 1 million people watched the live stream. That's a cool thing. She said, but emails like this is why we get up in the morning. This is what makes it. And so I'm glad to be able to share that kind of stuff with the team too and be like, hey, look, we're doing this, right? This is cool.
And so I feel like when people get that burnout phase, you got to go back and look at your wins. And it's so hard. Everyone cliche, you celebrate your wins. Yeah, you do. The reason why it's cliche is because it freaking works. And the wins don't have to be big.
Right, little things.
Because you flip the light switch for somebody that's like, yo, I need to dig deeper into my roots, or I need to go check with grandma or, Uncle Paul or whomever and sort of catch back up, right?
Right.
So, yeah, it's good to know that everybody has it. And that's why I just say, I feel like the easy word is dangerous because it makes people adopt it when they're just feeling a little friction. And there's a massive difference between a little friction and like fully stuck, right? Your brakes squeaking and your brakes don't work. Two different problems. Two total different problems, right?
For sure.
So I love saying, okay, so if you had a piece of advice for creators who are sort of just starting up or say to refining their focus, what would it be?
Well, my piece of advice I'm giving everybody right now is if you haven't started your list, start it. If you have a list, use it. So email list. What I've been telling a lot of people right now, and we're here at Craft and Commerce from Kit, and we heard this on the main stage a lot today, is you've got to learn how to raise yourself above the noise. The AI is, we're going to be in such a avalanche of content over the next few years. So how is it that you differentiate yourself? How do you raise yourself above that? So we've got to start learning some storytelling. We've got to put ourselves in these messages. And so whether it's writing an email, posting on social media, we've got to figure out what is it about us? And stop worrying about metrics, the follower numbers and all that kind of stuff. Let's just try to form one connection at a time by being ourselves, and then we'll grow from there. But you got to figure out what's going to get you above that.
What resonates with people, yeah. It's so easy to look like, oh, this is noisy, I don't want to go in. I'm like, but at one point in time, way, way, way back in the day, somebody took all of the noise and was like, this thing has this resonance, and it sounds like this note, and this has this resonance. Put the noise together and make music, right?
Great analogy.
So maybe if everyone else is hearing noise, with soothing is not quiet. With soothing is some coordination or composition. That's the right word, to make it now sound like an orchestra. So you can take what is a cacophony of noise and turn it into a symphony. And so if the AI is going to get noisy, then you just got to make better stuff that resonates with people.
Yes.
Because people, even if the AI created it, people are reading it. And if you resonate with the people, it doesn't matter what the AI created. Right? And again, I think they're just going to help us. Like, me and Jeff, we're hardcore. We're all in on AI. And I just figure out how I can make it help me get people going. So, man, this is dope. Thank you for taking this out. When we were together the last time I wanted to do it, we were so busy.
Oh, yeah.
And so Kit Studio is cool.
It's a great
We don't have
place.
to do anything. We just sit down and just record. How do people find you?
So if you're interested in a powwow and you want to attend one, there's a powwow near you. We have them listed on our calendar for all 50 states and all Canadian provinces.
We have in Hawaii. We do.
Exactly. There's several. powwows.com/powwows101. If you're new, that'll kind of get you on our list and take you all the way through what a powwow is. If you're looking to, figure out what's going to spark your community, what's going to resonate with people, I'd love to help you learn how to build engagement, whether it's through email or social media. Over at paulgowder.com, you can learn a bit more about that.
There you go. That's my buddy Paul Gowder, man. Listen, you know what I say when I do this? I don't know who needs to hear this, but if it was you, let us know in the comment section below. Like button, subscribe button, ring the bell, that stuff. But right about now, the algorithm is going to share another video they think you should watch, and I agree with them.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet,